Discussing about the discharge of contract by frustration. Doctrine of frustration in England, doctrine of frustration is the parallel of the concept in superfining impossibility. It comes into play when the common object of a contract can no longer be achieved, or when the contract after it is made becomes impossible of performance due to circumstances beyond the control of the parties. The court might declare the contract to be at an end. Discharge by frustration. Here, frustration means when unexpected events arise which makes a contract impossible to be performed, entitling the frustrated party to rescind the contract without paying damages. An example: Jack, the seller, contracts to buy a commercial building to rent out, and while the sale is pending, the building is condemned, criticized by the city as unsafe for any use. Jack then can back out of the purchase without obligation. Contract law recognizes that if performance of a contract becomes impossible by a supervening event over which neither party has any control, and if there is no special provision in the contract to deal with this event, the contract is at an end and the parties discharged from further performance as regards further liability. Superfining to follow or come about unexpectedly, usually interrupting or changing what is going on. Discharge by frustration does if after the formation of contract an event occurs with the effects of renderings or make cause to perform more onerous or difficult, time-consuming, heavy, less valuable, or impossible, a party might argue that the contract has been frustrated. The unforeseen circumstances. This is a legal termination of contract due to unforeseen circumstances that first prevent achievement of its objectives, then renders make it in performance illegal, or make it particularly impossible to execute. This could be caused by reasons such as an accident, change in law, fire, sickness, or one of the parties' third-party interference. Frustration of a contract excuse non-performance and automatically discharge the contract except where the terms of contract override this implied legal provision. However, the terms of the contract override this implied legal provision. Frustration is not acceptable as an excuse where the circumstances was foreseeable. What is the elements of frustration? First, there must be a supervening event that is significantly changed the nature, not merely the expense of the outstanding contractual right. There is a change of the condition. Second, there must be no fault in neither party. None of the parties is responsible for the event. Third is actually the supervening events must not have been reasonably contemplated or think, plan, looked at by the parties at the time of the contract, even not foreseen. It must be unjust to hold the party to the original contract. Grounds of frustration does happen because of subject matter. It can happen due to the death or disablement of the parties, especially in the case of contract of the nature of personal service. Intervention does happen by legislative and executive authorities. There's potential of intervention of war and change of circumstances. And there's also consequences, which is restitution. Thank you very much for having me, and looking forward to see you in the future. Have a good day.